This one chart that I created has helped so many students make sentences in Korean with ease. I am so excited to show you the chart because you can just write it in your notebook and start forming sentences from today. And as you can see, this is part 5 of this series. And this video is very special because I updated the chart. So you'll get to see an even better version of this chart than 1, 2, 3, 4. So, are you ready? And if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to teach you Korean and have you learn Korean. And if you've been around my channel, thank you for always coming back and learning Korean with me. And before I show you the updated chart, I want you to know about what goes into building sentences in Korean. First, you need to know the simple structure, SOV. And sometimes you'll need particles like subject markers, topic marker, object marker, location marker, all of that. People sometimes call that a monster, but it's okay. It gets fun when you get used to it. Then you need to know some vocab because without words, you cannot form any sentences. Then we have patterns and verb conjugation. In this video, I'm going to use all these parts to form sentences by plugging into the chart that I created. But I'm not going to go into details of each part of this chart, this pie, not the chart that I show you. But if you're interested in learning more about like verb conjugation, how to conjugate your verbs, or patterns, or easy way to remember words, all of this, or even particles, I do have a course that goes over everything called Sentence Freedom. And yes, Sentence Freedom it is. I wrote from words to fluent Korean sentences. In this course, I go over literally everything I showed you in that little pie you saw like verb conjugation, essential Korean particles, like beyond the SOV, so you guys can know where the adverbs and adjectives, all of that belong to, and vocab expansion, because without that, as I said, you're not going anywhere. And then some patterns, and then we have worksheets, and you'll get to see about 57 videos inside because I wanted to unfold every detail about making sentences in Korean. Good news is I simplified everything and it's of course really fun because I brought magnet system. I just thought of a really fun way to give you this sentence lessons in a fun way. So if that's something that you're interested, check it out in the description. I'll put the link. And also this is my website for those of you who are new here. And then I'll put some links in my description so you guys can all check it out. And now let me show you the chart. I'm so excited. So there is the sentence chart that I made. Super simple. SWOV. Can everybody say suave? Yep, there you go. S, that stands for subject. W stands for three things: when, whom, where. All three things. And then O stands for object. V stands for verb. Obvious. And now, look at how I updated my chart. I was like, you know what? Instead of giving you an English sentence and we translate, just like what we did in the other series, this time, what about I give you all the vocab that we need in the bank? And then we just make free sentences whenever we, however we like to. So I'll show you how this works. So you see subject column, you see like mom, dad, Nuna, and then older sister, and then sibling, younger sister, all of that. And this theme is family. Okay, so what about I show you how this works? So I am gonna start with my subject. I'm gonna pick 엄마. That's mom. So let's write it down together. 엄마. I'm gonna think about particles later. Now the second part is W, and that stands for three things I said: when, whom, where. So when I say whom, I'm talking about with whom are you with. So I don't need all three parts. So maybe I could say, yesterday, that's going to be my when. So I'm going to say 어제. So I have mom, 엄마, and then when, 어제. Do I want location? Okay, that would be where, right? Oh, these two should be flipped. Whom should go before where? Okay, in that order. 엄마 어제 집. That's gonna be the location. 엄마 어제 집. And I think we need some particles too. So 집에서 at home. 엄마가, that's a subject marker. 엄마가 어제 집에서. Oh my goodness. So we just filled in to part of the chart. So now we need an object. What did my mom do at home yesterday? Object? Maybe I can say Netflix watched. How's that? Netflix is Netflix. So you're really doing all things like vocab expansion and making sentences and also listening practice too. So I can put Netflix right here. Netflix. And then let's put an object marker. You don't need an object marker here. If you can skip it for natural speech, but I'll just put it in so you guys can see where that belongs. Then we have 보다, that's to see or watch. And I'm going to conjugate that verb into past tense because that's 어제. That's what happened yesterday. So 보다 becomes 보았어요. 봤어요. That would be past tense. And as I said, if you want to know like how part of how to conjugate, how to put which particle where, all of that will be taught in my course Sentence Freedom because there's no way I can explain all that in just one 20-minute video. No, I want you to really get the details of everything. So I put it into a course. Okay, so now let's say the full sentence together with me. Ready? 3, 2, 1. 엄마가 어제 집에서 넷플릭스를 봤어요. One more time. 엄마가 어제 집에서 넷플릭스를 봤어요. So there's your very first sentence, and we just use this chart and some vocab bank. But there are so many other words that we didn't use. What do we do with that? We're going to duplicate and use the same exact page but make a different sentence. I want you to get used to the words. I want you to really get comfortable seeing this chart and knowing that you can plug it into the chart to make sentences. Okay? So now, round 2, but using the same chart. Are we ready? Okay, this time we're not gonna use mom, something else. What about 누나? 누나's an older sister called by male. So, do you get it? Because we have a different title for each one. If you are a female, but you have an older sister, that's 언니. So I'm gonna go with 누나. But what about 누나? This time it's the whom part. Whom you're with. So I'm gonna put 누나랑. 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 Okay, 누나랑. And there's no subject because you are the subject. I, that could be omitted easily. 누나랑, and then fought. To fight. That's 싸우다, 싸우다, 싸우다. And I don't need an object here. I'm just gonna say, I fought with my sister. Because, okay, there is a chart here, right? But you're not forced to fill every box. Because that's not how natural speech works. Sometimes you're going to miss a subject. Sometimes you're not going to have an object. Sometimes you're not even going to have when. You'll just say one verb and that's a sentence. Because usually the subject is omitted in Korean. You know that. So, I just want to show you how diverse we can go about making sentences. So this time we don't have a subject, no object. Let's just conjugate to fight. I'm going to turn that into past tense. I fought with my sister. 싸웠어요. 싸웠어요. That would be your past tense of 싸우다. So now let's say the full sentence. 누나랑 싸웠어요. One more time. 누나랑 싸웠어요. 누나랑 싸웠어요. Oh, let me get rid of these two. Okay. Okay, so that is your sentence number 2. Do you see how we're getting the best use of this chart and the vocab bank by breaking the rule, like not filling in all the boxes and doing freestyle. I want you to really know that you can do this too. All right, so then to get really comfortable, let's go to the third one. Repetition is power. This time, what do you want to use? Look at the subject. Should we go with 동생 or 아빠? What do you want? 아빠! Okay, I can do that. 아빠. So let's write it in the subject column. Oops, I need a pen. 아빠. Not 오빠. 오빠 is older brother, right? So 아빠. 아 is dad. 아빠. And then, let's see. 아빠. I'm thinking what to do. What about we use 아빠 as a whom actually? So I'm not gonna put it here. Let's put it here. 내일. I used tomorrow. So when comes first? 내일 아빠랑. 랑 is with particle. It could also mean and. So 이랑 or 랑 depending on what comes before. So here I wrote 내일 아빠랑 tomorrow with my dad. And what should we do with my dad? Computer? That's computer. I will write an adjective here. 새, that means new. Computer. 새 computer, that's an object. So let's put an object marker. 새 컴퓨터를. What are we going to do with the computer? We're going to buy it. So here we have 사다, to buy. But I'm going to turn this into a future tense because it's tomorrow that's happening. So do you see tomorrow? So then 사다 becomes 살 거예요. So now I can read you the full sentence slowly. 내일, tomorrow, 아빠, dad, 랑, with my dad. 새, new, adjective. Right before noun, which is computer, computer를 살 거예요, will buy. 내일 아빠랑 새 컴퓨터를 살 거예요. Wow, this time we did future tense. How did we feel about that? Right? One exact same page that we've been working on with a lot of vocab bank underneath here and one chart above, and what we're doing is plugging in our words. So what I really want to tell you is, do you see how important it is to know your words, to expand your vocab? I cannot do it for you. It's not like, I cannot say, hey, I want to get stronger. Can you lift weight for me? I cannot say that. That's not the way I'm gonna get stronger. I'm not gonna get any muscles by telling someone to memorize or to lift weight for me, right? Just like that, you need to memorize words to plug into this chart. And if you need help, I have a vocab power pack. It looks like this. It's called the Ultimate Vocab Power Pack. And it has 1,300 words all in one place for you. So you can learn adjectives, descriptive verbs, action verbs, nouns, all together with pictures and audio. So if that's something that you're interested, you guys can also check this out in my description and on my website, because without words, you cannot make any sentences. Like, even if I give you the chart, if you keep asking me, Aina, how do I say this in Korean? How do I say that in Korean? I don't know the words. I don't have my vocab bank here. Then you will not be able to form words. So please, as your teacher, I'm telling you, please do your word study daily so you can one day be fluent in Korean because it does add up. Really, trust me on that. All right, I learned three languages myself, so I really know the importance of expanding your vocab. Okay, then I actually want to do one more. Yeah, so we can feel a little more confident about this before we let go of this chart. All right, let's do one last one. This time, what do we want to pick? Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, I can do this. Um, 언니. Should we go with that? Because we didn't use that yet. 언니가. 가 is a subject marker that I attached. 오늘. What is that? 오늘, look at the bank. Can you tell me? Yes, it's here. That's today, not 내일. 오늘, today. What about we use 카페? That sounds like English. Cafe is 카페 without the F sound. So I'll write 카페. And that needs a particle. So 에서 location marker. 언니가 오늘 카페에서 카페에서 what did she do at a cafe? Oh, she just drank coffee? Then we can go with that. Coffee. That's copy without the F sound again. And that's an object, so I'll put an object marker. 커피를, not coffee is nosebleed. 커피를. There is no verb here for to drink, and that is 마시다. And I'm gonna conjugate. 마셨어요. It's a contraction conjugation, which I cover in the course too. 마셨어요. Drank, past tense. Even though it happened today, maybe it was earlier today. So I can say sister, the older sister, called by female. Today, 카페에서, at a cafe, coffee, drank. 언니가 오늘 카페에서 커피를 마셨어요. Can you try it? 3, 2, 1. 언니가 오늘 카페에서 커피를 마셨어요. Oh, that is the sentence, the last sentence that we're going to form using the same page. One chart and a lot of words in this theme of family section. How do you feel about this practice? Yeah, you're like, I got this, Aina. I think I'm gonna write it in my notebook and try to come up with another theme and see if I could do it. Yes? Can I give you homework for that? Maybe you could try a different theme, not family, like friends or hobbies or emergencies or you name it, right? And if you need detailed guidance, like, hey, Aina, that chart is not enough. Can I actually know how you conjugate present tense, past tense, and future tense? Or can you teach me like subject markers, topic markers, location marker, or patterns? Like, I need some real guidance. Then I have sentence freedom course as well for you that you guys can check out on my website here or in the description because I do have resources available for you for students who need that guidance. All right. So with that, I'm going to wrap it all up. I hope you found this video helpful and just know that teacher loves you and thank you always for learning Korean with me. Okay? And I'll see you next time. 안녕.